professional.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the
enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I am a guardian of freedom.
Man, this is one of the most exciting wideouts to play the game, man. They always talk about Pac-12 West Coast bias, man. We got a guy whose team is one of the four. A lot of talk about him. Well, we're going to get the Washington Husky perspective from the West Coast with our guy, Mario Bailey. What up, Mario?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, what's happening?
Welcome, Mario. Mario, let me ask you the first question. Did the committee get it right, sir?
Oh, most definitely. We lost one game. We should definitely be in there. Penn State lost 2 games. I like the way they finished. I feel they finished with 9 straight, but when you get beat by 30 and 40 points, 39 points, I don't think you deserve to be in the championship. I know that our out-of-league schedule wasn't the greatest or competitive, but that's not the coach's fault. That schedule was made before he got there.
Right.
Us going 11-1, 12-1, and what we did with the Colorado in the Pac-12 championship game, we definitely deserve to be in that top 4.
Now, what is the buzz out there on that side of the coast, Mario? Everybody excited. They got to be excited because when Peterson was hired, it was like once he gets a big-time college program, he could actually take off with what he did at Boise.
We about 8-9 years ago, we went 0-12 with Coach Willingham, and you can only go up from there.
Right.
Sark took us to the next level, but Coach Peterson has taken us to the level where we feel like we belong. And the good part of that is it only took him 3 years, and we feel like we're going to be here for a while because he has his players in the system now, and we have a whole bunch of young guys. We'll probably have a few guys leave early this year, but we feel like we should be dominant like we were 25 years ago when we were in the conversation every year.
Right.
With Coach Peterson, we feel like he's the type of coach to keep us in that conversation, like Coach Saban or those coaches that keep you in it every year. He's one of those coaches.
How good is Jake Browning? How good is he out there from what you've seen?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there. Did you hear me? My question?
No, I didn't hear you.
How good is Jake Browning, the quarterback out there? He looks pretty good from what we see. I'm sure you get to see him every week. How good
Jake
is
Browning, and after next year, Jake Browning is going to be a top 5, definitely a top 10 pick. He's just a true sophomore. He's great. I did see him get rattled one time this year. It was against SC, and then it kind of followed him to the next week. But that's just a learning experience. When you're 19, 20 years old, and you're in the fire like that, he ain't going to do nothing but learn from it. He makes all of the players good around him, and he's going to be great. Like I said, you'll see he'll be a top 10 pick when he leaves the University of Washington.
Now, Mario, one of the things I've been trying to get everybody to understand about this Washington team, the playmakers they have at wide receiver. Talk about those guys out there that's catching the rock.
Well, it all starts with John Ross. He missed all of last year with a knee injury. And when he came back this year, he worked his butt off to get better. And, when you have that one player on your team, then everybody has to account for him when they line up. And that's made room for everybody to ball. And now it's like you're competing against each other. It's like you can't just watch John Ross make all the plays. You want to make some plays, too. You got a guy with 17 touchdowns and another guy with 14 touchdowns. And that's just receiving. Because one has punt returns and the other has kickoff returns. So together, they're just balling out. I haven't seen a tandem like that at the University of Washington ever. I mean, when do you see 2 guys have more than 30 touchdowns combined together?
Right.
Now, you are real famous around these parts for back in 1991 when you won that national championship. You still hold, if I'm not mistaken, the most touchdown receptions at Washington with 30. Just go back into that time when y'all was going into the Rose Bowl to play Michigan. Just talk about that time, that feeling y'all had going into that game.
My junior year, we actually should have won the national championship. We choked against UCLA. I think we were like 21-point favorites going into the game. A tailback got hurt, and we lost it in the last few seconds. If we don't lose that game, we back-to-back champions. When I came in my senior year, we really only marked one game on the schedule, and that's we had to go down to Nebraska. We figured if we won that game, then we were going to run it. and that's exactly what we did. We played Michigan in the Rose Bowl. We had no worries about them because one thing my coach could do is if you gave him more than 2 weeks to prepare for a team, we're going to dominate. If you look at every bowl game I played in, we won by over 20 and 30 points every time because he was great at preparation. You look at Coach Saban, that's where Coach Saban is from. He's from the tree of Coach Don James.
Don James.
We never even had to worry about Michigan.
Hey, man,
I said it.
Yeah.
No problem.
And again, and it's funny, y'all still haven't given Michigan problems to the day, too. So it's still funny to see that. Hey, Mario, if you just give us a quick break, man, when we come back, man, we want to talk about more about this game and also about your career. So you mind holding on for a minute, sir?
You got it. No problem.
Thank you. We'll be right back. Stay with us. It's The Crush.
Can you hear me?
I am an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team.
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values.
I will always place this first.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never quit.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
I am disciplined.
I am disciplined.
Physically and mentally tough.
Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I am an expert and I am a professional.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the
Enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
There's strong, and there's Army strong. See what it takes at GoArmy.com.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
I want to be a warm fleece on a
I
cold
want to be
day.
a football
I want to be
stadium.
a bike that races around the country.
I want to be a bench on a forest trail.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Vince Lombardi once said that it's hard to be aggressive when you're confused. Some of us think that taking our lives to the next level, both personally and professionally, is a confusing and complicated process. Guess what? It's not, and I can prove it. My book, Truisms, will show you how living your life by rules that are so self-evident and obvious, you'll say, I knew that. This powerful yet short, detailed bestseller is on sale right now, under $10. Go to michaelmcfadden.com. That's michaelmcfadden.com and let Truisms help you to the next level. Yo, it's your boy Michael McFadden. If you hear my voice right now, that means you're tuned in to The Crush on Sensation Station Network. Shout out to them Cowboys. Not for real. Maceo Glaze, what up?
Hey, man, we're back, man. We're still doing our Crush interview brought to you by Orsi Software. Mario Bailey, receiver extraordinaire from the Washington Huskies. So let me ask you this, Mario. What will it take for Washington to beat Alabama on New Year's Eve?
Ooh-wee. It's gonna take a lot, man. I don't think we've faced anything like that. You know, like you be careful what you wish for. Everybody's asking out here saying they want Bama, but I always said we don't want Bama until we have to play Bama. Well, here we are. But the one person I do have confidence in is Coach Peterson. It's one of them things like, you know, when you get to the NBA, you say you want Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You can't be in awe of Michael Jordan. You got to go out there and compete against him.
Right.
I think Coach Peterson has been waiting a while to get at Coach Saban. So this is his chance. This is what he wants. This is the pinnacle for him.
I'm
this
like
is what
you.
he's been waiting for. This is what he came to Washington to do. So here we go.
I'm like you. Be
I don't
careful
know
what
how
you
it's
ask for.
Yeah. I don't know how it's going to go the first time around, but what I do know is he'll have them prepared. You know, now, some of these young, you know, we got a young team, so some of these young guys, you know how it is when them bright lights come on. They've been bright before, but they ain't never been this bright.
This bright, right. It's a different bright.
Yeah, this is a different animal. But I think we'll be well prepared, and we're going to give it a shot to try and shock the world out there.
Now, Mario, let's get into your playing career because it was an argument that I had with guys a long time ago, and it was so funny when I told everybody you were coming on the show. They were like, you got to ask the question. So I felt your senior year, because you did actually have better numbers than Desmond Howard, that you didn't get the proper Heisman love that you should have gotten.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't. You know, I should have been in the top 10. I do feel like Desmond Howard deserved the Heisman just based on not only receiving, but kickoff returns and punt returns. I thought he was a bad boy. I loved watching him because on the West Coast, you know, we see Michigan every morning before we get to our game.
Okay.
But at the same token, you know, if you're looking at straight receiver, or you're looking at head-to-head, or you're looking at this team, you know, I only played in the fourth quarter of 3 games my senior year and still had more touchdowns, still had more catches. When we played him head up, he had 1 catch. He did nothing. So if you want to get a Heisman out before the bowl game, yeah, but if you want to get a Heisman out when the season's over, you know, and the other thing was I felt like he was disrespectful when I seen him. You know, I'm giving him love. He just kind of looked at me, so I had something for him when we played. That's how it is. It's 25 years ago. That's over and done with. I give him his due. You got to give me my due, too. Respect the opponent.
Yeah.
He showed no respect, so we didn't give him no respect.
So you put that pose on. Was that a predetermined pose, or did it just happen when you scored?
You know, if you looked at a game a few years ago, it was like a national championship game, I think, or it was like Auburn played somebody. And the guy struck the Heisman pose early, and they ended up losing.
Right.
So it was, you know, it's not no predetermined. In my mind, I was like, okay, I'm going to wait till game over. Well, that was touchdown, 34-foot game over. So I wanted to let him know.
Because you did some real work in that Rose Bowl. Just talk about the environment that night. Just, man, I always just think about the purple jerseys with the rose on the put on the jersey. Just the atmosphere of the Rose Bowl. Talk about that for a minute, Mario.
Man, the Rose Bowl is everything. You know, Michigan and Ohio State, you guys will see that Alabama, you see like 100,000. We don't see 100,000. We pack it in at 70 to 80, but seeing that 100,000, knowing the national championship is on the line, and we cost ourselves, it's one of the greatest feelings. You watch that stuff as a kid. You watch Warren Moon, and you watch all those Rose Bowls as a kid. And when you're out there and you see that painting on the field, and you look in the stands, you see all these stars on your sideline, on their sideline, it's time to go to work. That's what I mean. It's the bright lights. Everybody's not ready, prepared for them bright lights, but we were.
Does the Pac-12 get the proper respect when it comes to
the Pac-12 will never get their proper respect. You know, it is what it is, you know. It's always been usually USC or UCLA, and that's Hollywood. So you're not going to get respect for some, you know, Alabama. You got them country-fed guys out there, like grinding it out. And we out here on the West Coast, we shining and doing that stuff. So it is what it is. It stayed that way. It was that way 25 years ago. We put Washington on the map, and they still forget us. They still don't give us any love. And also, you know, it's like when we have a primetime game and we playing at 7 o'clock at night, it's 10 o'clock at night on the East Coast.
Right.
They might not be watching football at midnight. So it's going to stay that way.
Yeah, and that's true. That's a big thing. I know it's good late-night football for me. I can stay up to 2 in the morning watching West Coast football. It's always good to see the Pac-12.
Everybody else is out in the club when we finish the game.
You're right. You're absolutely right with that. Everybody's out there in the club.
Now, Mario, just talk about USC. Really could make an argument that they probably were playing some of the best football down the stretch. How did you see that Trojan team, especially after they beat you guys?
Man, I told everybody we didn't want to see them again. We were happy with Colorado. You know, I tell the truth. They're playing good ball. They're playmakers, and their confidence is up. You know, it's just like Penn State. Don't nobody want to see Penn State right now, but USC especially. I felt USC, the way they're playing right now, they can compete with anybody because they always do have the best athletes. It doesn't matter who's coaching them. You know, because if Coach Saban was over at USC would be a dominant team. They have athletes over there, and they just started clicking. I knew we didn't want to see him again, so I was happy we seen Colorado.
Well, I know you'll be making the trip down here, man. So do you? I mean, like you said, Alabama's going to take a lot to win, but you know, just seeing your school back in this four-man and just talking about it, overall as an alumni, how do you feel right now seeing your school make it back into this spot, into the spotlight?
Listen, it's great. You know, I sat on the sidelines this past game. I ain't wanted to be a sideline in years. I want to be on the sideline and enjoy it. I'm about to reach out now and tell him, hey, if this young man's going to break my record, I want to be on the sideline. Anything I can do to get on the sideline. Now I go to the game. You know, I used to go to see, like, if they played Oregon, I want to see Oregon, or if they played SC, I wouldn't go to every game. But now they're making so many plays and so many players now, it's like we all enjoying it. Like, I had 20 of my teammates at this game in California.
Wow.
We already bought our tickets to Atlanta. We're coming out there to party and enjoy it. This is what we've been waiting for a long time, for us to be on the map. Now, we know Alabama ain't but a 5-hour drive. We got to come out there in droves ourselves. But we know we're going to get drowned out. But we're still coming to party in the ATL, though.
That's right. When you come down, man, make sure you reach out to us, because we might have a spot for you to come to hang out with us, man.
Come holler at us, man.
Yeah, we're going to be around here. We got some things, and if you don't leave to the...
Man, I'm there on the 29th, and I leave on the 2nd.
Yeah. You got to come through.
We got a spot for you to come on the first then,
we
buddy.
got
so
you.
We got you in place.
Yeah, well, you guys can work on that sideline pass for me, too. I can be pressed.
We're going to make some phone calls.
We'll make some phone. Hey, man, thank you so much for joining us, Mario, man. We definitely got to do this again, man. So we'll definitely catch up with you.
I greatly appreciate it. And let it be known that we better than Ohio State. Just throw that out there.
Hey, he listening. He got you.
He got you right now. Thank you, Mario, man. We appreciate it, brother.
All right, thank you.
Hey, man, we'll be right back.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Great leaders aren't born. They're made, and not just anywhere. They're made in special places by special qualified trainers in places like the Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
This is Judge Hatchett, and you're listening to The Crush on SSNATL.com.
Hey, man, we're going into this college football talk right now. Before we do that, man, thanks. Shout out to Mario, man, for coming on, man. That was fun.
Shout out to Mario Bailey, man. Shout out to Bobby Oliver, man, for making that connection, man. B.O. Appreciate that, brother.
Bobby, well, I'm glad they weren't in it together, boy.
They were played in NFL Europe together.
Yeah, and Mario had some great numbers over the NFL Europe, too.
They all-time leading receiver over there in NFL Europe. Yeah.
We got more to talk to him about. We'll get him back on later, man. But that was a good one. Right now, I'm going to the college football, man. And right now, your playoffs have been set. Your top 4 teams, Alabama is the number 1 team, the number 1 seed. Number 2 is Clemson. They jumped over the number 3 seed right now, Ohio State. And number 4 is Washington. That makes Penn State and Michigan on the outside looking in.
Looking in.
What's your thoughts, Maceo Hurd?
I mean, I thought they got it right.
Okay.
I mean, everybody had the talk about, conference championship. They've told y'all time and time again, that's one part of it. It's not the end-all, be-all, because if it was about conference championships, it's 5 power conferences. It would be 5 teams that would get automatic playoff bid. That's not the case, so it is what it is.
My thought was, I mean, if you look at it from the aspect, it's funny. I'm looking at some of the quotes. They've been pulling out Urban Mind quotes from 2006, telling how important the conference championship is and all that.
But it was a different time in 2006, everybody.
My thing that gets me about it, and that's why, 2 things. The NCAA going to be the NCAA. I always thought that there was a reason why Ohio State stopped at 3 and then play 4. It is a money thing, that like you said, but if Ohio State would have been 4 playing Alabama first, they don't want to see that right now.
No.
They want to make sure if there's a chance of anybody beating Alabama, they'd rather see it in the championship game.
Yeah.
That's why you honestly see Clemson and Ohio State at 2-3.
And that's a very sexy game.
And that's real big.
That's a very sexy football game.
And I'm hoping, with Jake Browning coming for Washington, we talked to Mario about it. And Chris Peterson is a great coach. If you ever seen Boise State play,
he dialed up that Statue of Liberty.
He beat Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He's beaten teams before. It's not a bad. Penn State, unfortunately, the 2 big games you lost to Houston may have been bigger than the Michigan to me.
Yeah.
Because if you beat Houston, you only lose 1 game and you're in 10 straight. But when you lost that one. I get everybody with the conference championship. I don't think they would do 6 games either, because then there would be 5 conference championships and 1 at large. The reason why they put this in play, to be honest with you, is because of Notre Dame. That's the reason why they got this 4 like it is, because they wanted to give Notre Dame a shot to make this Final Four. They thought they were going to have it with Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. So now we get back to it. It won't change.
It's not going to change. It's not going to 8 teams. Everybody stop.
You won't see that probably until 2020 at the earliest.
It's still not going to happen.
Because of the money thing with the CBS and all that. When we come back, man, we're going to talk about who we like in these games.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
What's up, sis?
Nothing. Just sitting here reading about HIV in Atlanta and its surrounding areas. Did you know we're number 8 in the nation?
I know.
You need to get tested.
Nah, I don't get down like that. I'm good.
But you are a ladies' man. You don't know who they're with when they're not with you.
If I need to get tested, so do you.
No, I don't. I'm married.
True, but you don't know who he's with when he's not with you.
Oh, you got jokes. He's not like that.
Fact is, no one really knows what
what their partner is doing or who their partner is with when they're away.
Well, I'll get tested if you get tested.
Cool. Where can we go?
This article I'm reading says the Lifeline Project of CSB does free HIV testing. Let's go there.
Lifeline Project, here we come.
The Lifeline Project is a SAMHSA grant. For more information on free testing, please call 770-499-2422 or visit us on the web at www.cobbcsb.com.
This is big business. This is the American West.
Station Network.
See ya.
Hey, man, we talk about this college football top 4 teams. Let's talk about, Maysho, what does Washington have to do to beat Alabama?
They're going to have to spread the ball. They're going to have to test their secondary. I just don't think they can run the ball down Alabama's throat.
Right.
We've seen the teams that have had success against Alabama. Ole Miss, they just throw around the yard a lot, let your quarterback scramble a little bit, make plays. Remember the Johnny Manziel thing? Chad Kelly was very successful against Alabama. That's the formula. Can these playmakers that Washington have, can they make plays against, Alabama's secondary just as deadly as their offense. I mean, they get the ball, they scoring.
And that's the big thing. We just talked with Mario about Jake can't get rattled.
Nah,
he's going to face a pressure he's never seen before.
Right.
He thought USC was bad. He's really about to get a lot of pressure in this game, and he has to be able to stay the course. If he's a top 5, top 10 pick, he's going to have to play it this week.
Yeah.
Well, they play not this week, but on New Year's Eve.
You know, the good thing about, like, when you have matchups like this, they got 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks to prepare.
Yeah.
So, a lot of different formations, a lot of wrinkles, but, Alabama going to do the same thing.
Alabama's going to come out with the big boys up front. They're going to have them big linebackers, and that secondary, like you said, is deadly, man.
Yeah,
they pay picks to the house like
they scoring.
They're going to score. They're
scoring.
They're going to attack you, but Alabama's one thing that they've had a problem with has always been quarterbacks that are mobile or who can get to them, like you said, at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
If Jake can get around and keep the ball moving and not get rattled, that still may not be enough, but it'd be good to see.
Like I say, Washington they have 3 playmakers at wide receiver.
They have ballers out there.
But can they take that shot?
Yeah.
If Alabama's in the zone and they allow you to catch the ball, and then when they come knock you out, can they? It is one of those things.
And as far as the defense with Washington, you have to hope that your offense punches them early.
Yeah.
And see what Jalen does.
Yeah.
Because Jalen, these last few games, he's been slow starter.
he is a slow starter.
And he has to come back and get fired up and do it a little bit faster. So we got to see what he does. If you put pressure on them, put up some points, see if Jalen can, what will he do? Because he slow starts a lot these games. Now, he finishes strong.
Yeah.
But that first quarter, the second quarter, he looks pretty rough out there sometimes.
Even though he's a true freshman on paper, but he's played in enough battles now.
Yeah.
Can Washington's defense do a lot of different things to confuse him?
Yeah.
It's gonna be an interesting matchup, man. But of course, everybody gonna take the Tide.
Yeah.
But it's football. One night. All you need is one night.
One time.
All you need is one night.
And Peterson has done it before when everybody thought he couldn't.
On the big stage, he took a Boise State team. No way they should have beat Sam Bradford them that year.
No, they had him. They had
Adrian Peterson.
AP in the backfield. They had a squad
loaded.
And he walked out with his Boise State team
with a winner chicken dinner.
Wow. And he's going to have that type of performance again.
He's going to need it.
In order to beat Alabama.
He's going to have to coach the game of his life.
That game will be at the Georgia Dome, the Chick-fil-A Bowl. It's the Peach Bowl, I'm sorry.
Yes.
And it will be at 3 p.m. on December 31st. Will they let the crush in? We are hoping. I don't know. They should let us in.
Check your emails.
We be at the Celebration Bowl. We should be able to go to both.
Check your emails.
When we come back, man, we're going to jump into these Crush Rundown, man. Brought to you by Parish Capital. So stay with us. We're going to talk about Clemson, Ohio State, everybody.
We got them. Yeah, we got them.
We got them on paper because that one is going to take a little time because that's going to be a great breakdown. Stay with us. It's the
I am an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team.
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values.
I will always place mission first.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never quit.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
I am disciplined.
I am disciplined. physically and mentally tough. Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I am an expert, and I am a professional.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the
enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
There's strong, and there's Army strong. See what it takes at GoArmy.com.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
I want to be a warm place on a
I
cold
want to be
day.
a football
I want to
stadium.
be a bike that races around the country.
I want to be a bench on a forest trail.
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
This is Keon Carpenter, former Atlanta Falcon. You are tuned in to The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
You're going to the Crush Rundown, brought to you by Parish Capital. At Parish Capital, we can help you achieve your financial goal by providing high-quality advisory services and making smart investment decisions. Go to Parish Capital, that's P-A-R-R-I-S-H, capital with an A.com for more information. Hey, man, what you got for us, Maceo?
Hey, man, the Washington Nationals have said that they will not be handcuffed by Bryce Harper's 10-year, $400 million contract that he's going to be looking for next year.
I can't fathom that, man. That just blows me away. 10-year, 400.
10-year, $400 million.
Jesus.
Yeah, let that sink in.
Wow. You think they're gonna not pay him, or what you think, man?
I don't think they're gonna pay him. I think he will end up either a Boston Red Sox or a New York Yankee.
Wow.
They have the money to
$400 million.
They got the money to make it happen. The Yankees got their own network, so they got their own money. They got A-Rab money. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Real quick update. Indianapolis up 7-0 over the Jets in the first quarter right now. This is a surprise for everybody. Leonard Fournette is not going to play his senior season. He's going to enter into the draft this year.
Surprise, surprise.
He will be taking it. He will be going in. I don't know. Is he going to be the number one running back, you think?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think of the other ones out there who may take that spot. I think it would be Dalvin probably be number one over him. Dalvin Cook from Florida State.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. What you got, man?
Hey, man, Lamar Jackson headlines a list of guys that will be heading to New York City for the Heisman Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Him. Got Deshaun Watson. Baker Mayfield.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. D.D. Westbrook and Jabril Peppers are all heading to New York City. And a lot of people are saying that this is the weakest Heisman class that they've ever seen.
I didn't know Baker was going.
Yeah, I mean, he turned it on at the end. His numbers, he's put up Heisman numbers.
And DD. Yeah, this is kind of weak.
Yeah, he's put up Heisman numbers now. His numbers are crazy.
So I'm looking at one Lamar, between Deshaun and Lamar probably.
Look, and then just like that, my homeboy Jesse McCoy just made me cry.
What's that?
That he just said, with all the money you see they throwing around the baseball, don't you wish you had to continue playing?
Boy, they gonna keep rubbing that in there.
They gonna rub that in on me, boy, for
like
life.
Salt in the wound right there.
Yeah, man, because I should be hanging out with Barry Bonds. No, my bad. No, not Barry Bonds.
There you go.
My bad. I didn't mean to say that.
There you go.
Okay, let's keep going.
There you go.
Okay, let's keep going.
Hey, we had a Tiger Woods sighting on a Sunday.
Tiger Woods, y'all.
He finished 15th out of 17th. It was only a 17-man field at the Hero. I don't know how you said his nickname. Challenge.
It was his tournament.
He finished 15, 4 under for the two. He won $106,000. Look at you, Tiger. Hideki Matsuyama.
How much he won?
He won $106,000, man.
He wrote himself his own check.
He wrote his own check. Just
got it.
Hideki Matsuyama won first place with 18 under. He won a cool $1 million. Y'all don't understand. Some of these sports y'all ain't playing. Tiger won $106,000 of his own money. He just wrote himself his own check.
Yeah.
So that's 15th place, Macy. Think about that. If you went 15th place in 8 tournaments, that's $1 million. Wow. We playing the wrong sport.
Wait, man.
And they can play till they 60 or 70 and all that good stuff. What you got, man?
Mike Zimmer, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, he returns back to his coaching duties. He had to have emergency eye surgery, so he missed the Dallas Cowboy game on Thursday night. But coach is ready to go now.
Mm-hmm.
I see you, coach. They need you.
They need you, coach. They need you. Right now it's 14-0 at Indianapolis. I'm glad I picked the Colts when we saw that coming. Chicago Bulls suspend Rajon Rondo for 1 game for a conduct detrimental to the team. Basically,
without a doubt.
He went off on an assistant coach, Jim Boiler. I think that's how you say his name. I can't read my writing right now. But Rajon being Rajon, you know, you got to run his mouth. If he don't like something what's going on, he gonna do what Rajon do. He's been doing it since the Celtics and now the Sacramento, and now he's doing it for the Bulls.
It's him.
So he suspended 1 game. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
What you got, man?
Hey, man, 2 high-ranking talent evaluators from the NFL. You were speaking about Leonard Fournette. Both guys say they think that he will be better than Todd Gurley. Those are their pre-draft analysis on Mr. Leonard Fournette. Right.
Let me think about that for a minute.
Right.
Fournette is a very powerful back. He got speed with it. The only thing that I worry about with Fournette is mental.
Injuries. He can't stay healthy.
And injuries. But mentally, is he ready to take that on? He seems like a good kid, but he like you say, injuries has been a big part of his career. He hasn't had the devastating injuries that Gurley had, which is one thing, but still, better than Gurley. Because Gurley this year's been kind of rough.
I mean, quarterback problems.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting to see. I still don't think. Do you see him as a first rounder?
Man, I gotta look at it. I gotta see.
Maybe low first round for one of those teams down there.
Maybe. We'll see what we do when it goes to combine.
Yeah. Right now, man, our Atlanta Hawks is playing the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're losing 55-54 at halftime. The reason why I bring up the Hawks, they have lost 6 straight games.
Coach Bud says it's time to hit the reset button.
They're 1-9 in their last 10 games, and they're 10-11 overall, 10th in the Eastern Division. The thing about the Hawks is these last 3 games, they lost by over 25 points a game.
It's time to take Kyle Korver out the starting lineup.
It's funny you say they did.
Please let Tim Hardaway Jr. play.
But this is what they did. The starting lineup for the night was Paul Millsap came back, so it was Dwight at the 5, Millsap at the 4. They moved Thabo in the 3. They put
like Thabo off the bench,
Bazemore at the 2, and they still got Wiz Khalifa at the 1. So they put Kyle on the bench. They're gonna make him come off the bench, see what he can do. So very interesting lineup change for the Hawks right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, did we get an early shot real quick? Go ahead.
Man, Eric Dickerson continues to throw salt in the wound of the LA Rams. Now he says extending Fisher was a joke.
Wow.
He definitely don't want his sideline credentials and passes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, understand this, Edie. Yes, you're one of the greatest Rams ever. But how these people going to keep giving you stuff and keep giving you these accolades and these passes, and you dogging the team out?
Yeah, I
don't want to give you no passes.
I don't want them problems on the sideline, man.
Yeah, man, sit in the press box, sign autographs. Yeah. They don't want them problems.
We got more issues. I'm trying to figure out my quarterback situation. I don't need to hear
ED.
From an old school player back in the 80s telling me I'm doing stuff wrong and all that stuff, man.
Fuck around. I just bring about his SMU days. I'd be like, hey, you was on the tape.
Did you still got that car?
You still got that.
Still got that car they gave?
Still got that Trans Am.
Trans Am. You still got it?
Gold Trans Am.
You gonna bring problems like that? We're gonna talk about it. Anyway. Hey, man, a group of Cleveland Cavaliers, including LeBron James, will not be staying at the team's planned accommodations when they play the Knicks later this month. You know where they were going to stay at, right?
The Trump Towers.
They were going to stay at the Trump Soho Hotel in Lower Manhattan. So they were like, nah, we out. We don't want to go there. Can we just get out? And the Cavaliers said, sure, LeBron, you can do what you pretty much want to. But so we know how that's going. So they're still sending messages. Yeah, the team, I think they always let them stay at the Trump Towers when they come there. Most teams stay there. But now a lot of teams don't want to do them problems. And, Ivanka's saying at the top, well, not Ivanka, I call his ex-wife.
Wow.
Melania.
Melania.
So they're going to find somewhere else to stay while in New York. It's not like it's not any other place in New York to stay in.
Man, stay at the Parker Meridian.
Yeah,
that's where Biggie was always at.
There's so many spots in New York to stay, man. So thought that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Trump might tweet about it because he tweet about everything.
He tweet about everything. We're gonna need them phones, Trump.
We think Trump getting hacked because he tweet like it's somebody else watching TV.
Yeah, but he tweeting like he not president-elect.
Did you not see the results?
He tweeting like he gonna be a guest on the Crush next week. Coming to the Crush.
He might get mad at us. I heard the Crush sports talk. It was terrible talking about me.
Donald Trump.
Who cares about LeBron? He ain't got to stay in my hotel.
And now we go to the hot seat with Donald Trump. I'm going to go ham on Donald.
Yeah.
The Donald.
I think he be hacked because sometimes he types stuff. Like,
that's him tweeting.
Why you watching Saturday Night Live? Ain't you got problems overseas that you need to be learning about?
Listen, he going to find out real quick, but this job is not for the faint of heart.
No.
He going to find out like, man, I ain't going to say that because Big Brother be listening, so I want us to be able to do the show. So I tell y'all that amongst each other.
When we see smoke coming over there behind the board, we know what happened.
Everything just short circuit. Yeah. Everything go black.
A dream of the future brought to reality by Sensation Station Network.
This is Bobby Allen.
This is Judge Hatchet.
This is Lamar Batman Curry.
Yo, this is Teddy Parrish.
This is Keon Carpenter, former Atlanta Falcon. You are tuned into The Crush on
Sensation Station Network.
Hey, baby, we're going to this 9 o'clock hour being brought to you by the Lifeline Project of Cobb Douglas Community Services Board. Lifeline provides free HIV testing at its site in Marietta Monday through Friday. Lifeline is committed to educating the community on HIV to increase this public's awareness while increasing this myths and stigma that surround the virus. I think Donald done got to me. For more information, please call 770-499-2422 or visit them at on the web at cobbcsb.com. I think he might have been messing with me. Anyway, man, we got some more stories, man. So what you got, man?
Surprise, surprise. Robert Griffin III, also known as RG3, will start for the Cleveland Browns this Sunday. Yes.
You know the last quarterback to win for them?
Who?
Johnny Manziel.
Jonathan
is the last quarterback to win for the Cleveland Browns.
Wow.
That right there in itself.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's tough. Hey, this weekend, man, on the 17th of December has been locked. Grambling defeated. So Grambling versus
North Carolina Central
in the Celebration Bowl.
Everybody, come out and support this bowl. If you graduated from an HBCU, if you got children that go to HBCUs, if you thought about going to an HBCU, you need to be in the Georgia Dome December 17th. We need to support this bowl.
Let's give a good showing because ESPN is going to be broadcasting it. It's a black bowl. It's going to be live. We're going to be there. We're going to be all doing what we do.
I'm going to be hanging out with Pam Oliver.
Show out.
My girl going to be there, and her hair going to be on fleek.
Show out. Shout out to John Grant and his crew. For giving us everything, to letting us in, because we gonna have a ball. We had fun last year. It was a great atmosphere.
Oh man, we had a ball.
And they did it in less than what? They had a quick turnaround last year. This year they're gonna have a long time to do it. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have fun, experience it. So come out. Grambling, you know they're gonna travel. You know the halftime show gonna be great, but they ain't gonna be all about the halftime show. This gonna actually be a football.
They ain't about the halftime, right? And everybody come inside. Don't be out there tailgating with your cousins.
Yeah.
To the fourth quarter.
You ain't seen in 6 years. Come on in, man.
Come on in. It's gonna probably be cold outside.
Yeah, man.
It was a little icy last year.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun this year. Come out.
I fell and tore my OtterBox.
You sure did.
Yeah. Thing got smashed.
Yeah. December 17th is the noon. Is at 12 p.m. So come check it out, man. What you got for us, man?
Man, this other story right here. This story almost made my really. It almost made my really. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do it. So, Bob McNair, owner of the Houston Texans, he said, man, Nothing's wrong with Brock Osweiler's play. Matter of fact, he compared Brock Osweiler to Aaron Rodgers.
Interesting.
Yeah. And he has to say that because he did give the guy $75 million. And I probably would say the same thing, too.
Which Aaron Rodgers? Because you ain't talking about the one in Green Bay.
That's what he said. Ironically, that's who they played. So he had to be talking about that Aaron Rodgers.
Jeez, that might be. That's a pre-really.
Yeah.
That's a pre-really.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah, right there. That's crazy. And that is real crazy. You know, talking about big contracts, Aroldis Chapman, he said he won a 6-year contract from the Cubs, and the Cubs haven't showed any interest in bringing him back right now.
No. They got what they wanted.
He said there's a rumor out there he want $100 million for 6 years. I know you can throw 100 miles per hour, bro, but I don't know if anybody getting you 6 years.
They just might. Somebody gonna give it to him.
He only 28 years old, and then with that arm and that 100 miles per hour and what he could throw, you know, he left the Yankees already. So maybe the Red Sox, somebody with money may get him.
Somebody with money, they're gonna get him. Now he might not get that $100 million that he's looking for, but he'll be in the neighborhood.
That's a lot of money.
He'll be in the neighborhood.
The closers, did Mariano never get that much?
No,
not that much. I love baseball, but just for one inning, maybe 50 saves a year, $100 million.
Yeah,
is that worth that?
We gonna see.
Man, when we come back, man, it's that weekly staple. Really? Stay with us. It's The Crush.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Hey, this is Teddy Parrish, and you're listening to The Crush on SSNATL.com.
Really, Glaze? Really, Crush fans? This is the section of the show where we question the intelligence of our sports brethren. All right, y'all, this really, man. I love this segment, but this ain't a good segment for me this week, man. You know,
that's why we're going to let you go first.
Just had some issues this weekend, man. So, you going to let me go first, man?
Yeah, but first of all, this really is brought to you by the Love Collection by Liz, where we make everything with hands with love. Treat yourself to some good loving with TLC. Let's go, Glaze.
Really, Dan Quinn?
Here you go.
I mean, okay, I was one of the ones screaming, kick the field goal when it was 11-point down, and you wanted to go for it, and we didn't. You're the defensive coordinator. I don't even know our defensive coordinator. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if that's bad as a guy who does sports, but all I know is this is your offensive game plan that you brought from Seattle.
Yeah.
They had one receiver that could hurt us.
Right.
and he hurt us the whole game.
Right.
Travis Kelce, that was it. And he hurt us 3rd and long. He was the one they went to. Everybody. And we couldn't do nothing with him. The 2-point conversions, the not taking field goals. I don't like the game plan. We did score 28 points. I get to the other guys in a minute, but I'm going to start with you, Dan. Some of this got to start falling on you. A lot of people argue about Matt Ryan. Let me start with you, because it's 7-5 right now. We've lost some games that we shouldn't. We lost 2 games. AFC West, we're 2-2. We won 2 games on the road in Oakland and Denver, and we lost 2 games to San Diego and Kansas City, who we should have beat. And now you're tied for first with Tampa Bay. Really, Dan Quinn? Really? What you got, Maceo?
Really to myself. Really, Maceo Hurd. You really took the Miami Dolphins? You really took those guys? But let's go back for a second. They had won 6 straight.
Yeah. Who they play, though?
Baltimore.
Okay, go ahead. Keep on.
Baltimore has Joe Flacco, and he stinks.
Yeah.
It looks safe.
It looked like a good pick at the time.
Really, Maceo Hurd. Why would you take the Miami Dolphins, man? Tannehill is their quarterback. Never forget.
Yeah.
Lesson learned, man. Okay.
I'm going to go with the combination as my next one of Kyle Shanahan and Matt Ryan.
You call the shots.
I'm going for both the combination. You know, when I'm on Facebook, everybody want to pick who they hate. One hate Matt Ryan, one hate Kyle Shanahan. Y'all do know they're a duo, right? So this is together. This game plan that comes together, they sit in the room and go over this. And he asks, man, what's comfortable for you, man? Oh, I like this when we inside the 5. You think we should do spread? First of all, please tell me. I know when we had Coaching Hill, CJ, he said no more power football. The spread is the thing. Why do they keep doing it inside the 5?
Hey, man, as Erica say, get your fullback. Bring your 3 tight ends.
3 tight end package. Power football. You got 2 running backs. One don't get it, you can come behind. But we going out there, we spreading. And what happened when we spread this week?
Hey, man. Hey, that's your squad.
I think it was a setup.
That's your squad.
I think both of them wanted Eric Berry to have a good homecoming because he had a great one. He scored one time, and then that 2-point conversion. We went up 28-27, Maceo.
A pick 2.
And if your quarterback comes up and you see it, you should say, wait a minute, let me find the best player on that defense first in the backfield. Okay, Eric Berry's sitting there. Okay, maybe that ain't going to do what I want. And you still throw it. Kyle, for you throwing it, you called the play. Something's wrong with the thing 75 right now.
All right.
Really? What you got, Maceo?
51 years. Okay.
Wow.
Hey, really to this Green Bay Packers fan who was arrested after trying to stiff a cab driver on a $475 charge. So the driver got lost from his friends. They went to the Packer game.
Yeah.
Calls a cab. The cab drives him 111 miles to, I guess, his hometown. The guy tells the cab driver, stop at this truck stop so I can go to get you some money out the ATM. Tries to run out the back door. The cabbie tries to follow him, calls the police. They used his snow prints because he went out the back door, tracked him down to a bar right by the truck stop, got arrested. Really, dude. Really.
That's a big really.
Really.
Because you know if I drive 111 miles with you.
Right. Because I'm also giving the cab
I'm fine to you.
Really. Because all the technology today, where you going? As soon as I put your address in and it ain't around the corner, bruh, you paying right now.
Do you got the money to go to this? I'm doing something. How you paying?
I got my Square.
Yeah.
I got my PayPal.
I got you everything right now.
Like, you got to put a deposit on it. 111 miles?
That's a lot of money.
Dude, I'm starting to think that the cab driver might have been like a slab murderer or something because he might have had some designs too. Who driving somebody 111 miles?
I think Uber done messed them up too. They don't know what to do no more, taxi drivers.
Uber ain't even driving you 111 miles.
No, but I think they don't know. They just doing anything they can. 111, we'll do it.
Bruh, when I put your address in, no. You going, 111 miles?
Better catch that Greyhound over there.
Dude, how you get away from your partners?
Yeah.
What were y'all drinking? It was, hey, man. Really,
Atlanta Falcons. Do you know what I had to deal with around 4:35 yesterday? 4:15.
Oh, man.
So yesterday, me and Maceo, we had the the previous plans we couldn't do. So we went to a little neighborhood spot around the corner from
Where
it.
everybody knows your name.
We went there hanging out for about 3 hours. There was nothing going on. It was just a few of us, about 6 of us there. But there was a lot of waitresses there. So we kind of sat back like, let's see what's going on.
Right.
So about 4:15, 4:30, the game ended. And the bar went from empty to packed. And it felt like I was in Kansas City.
Let's go, Chiefs.
Let's go, Chiefs. They brought the Seminole shop out.
Yeah, dude. One dude jersey was 3 sizes too small.
Yeah, he held on that jersey like a Lynn Dawson jersey.
Man,
way back in the day.
Man, like he must have had that jersey like when he was in the 4th grade.
He was too tight.
And he's still wearing it.
Some of them breeding. Some of them I saw jerseys. I'm like, I don't even know that play even play anymore. But they was there.
Chiefs, they not a nation. But they have a very nice travel. There's only a couple of nations.
But the Raylan Falcons, did y'all let that happen to people like me who had to sit there? Me and Dion sitting there looking like...
Yeah, man. You and Dion, y'all.
We taking the brunt. We can't even say nothing. What's up, Chiefs? Really?
Jeez.
In our city? 2 miles from the dome?
Hey, man, one thing about it, though.
We need 2 miles. Maybe 3 blocks.
Can't nobody say nothing to them Dallas Cowboys, baby. We Gucci.
You gonna throw that? You gonna put that song?
I'm taking pictures. People showing love.
He coming out in his Troy Aikman jersey.
Yeah, man.
Him and the Steelers and them are friends all of a sudden, trying to beat the Giants.
Just for one night. One night only. One night only.
Really, Atlanta? This what y'all do for your fans?
One night only. What you know about the Dream Girls?
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Uncle Dan? Mom? Dad? If you store your guns properly, so not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside. Safer when walking home.
Safer when my friends come over. As your neighbor, I'll feel safer.
As a school teacher, I'll feel safer.
We'll all feel safer.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. If you own a gun, you have a full-time responsibility. When you aren't using it, be sure it can't get into the hands of curious children, troubled teenagers, a thief, or anyone else who might misuse it. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org. This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and the Ad Council.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change, called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
This is Tracy Hutchins with CBS 46 News. You're listening to The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
we're going to another crushing interview brought to you by Oracy Software. Go to Oracy.com for more information. Maceo, you want to talk about this young man or this man that we got coming on stage right
Hey, man, Duke Blue Devil, man. And, you know, I usually don't rock with them Blue Devils because, you know, because they the Blue Devils, man. But, hey, one of the best players to come through the program, man. He's getting kids now game ready. Fundamentals, skills, all this stuff and life lessons. Rickey Price to the microphone. What's going on, Brother Rickey?
Hey, how you doing? Good to be on the show.
Finally, Rickey, we got you on, brother. It took a while, but we got it together, man. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. You know, it's a Monday, start of the week, so looking forward to a good week. But I'm excited. It's basketball season, so a lot I'm sure to talk about.
Oh, yeah. So that's the thing I want to start with. Game ready, skills development, and focus on basketball with kids from age 10 through 17. Talk about a little bit more, and why did you start this program?
Well, for me, it's an extension of coaching. You know, obviously, you know, playing at a high level in high school, playing in college, and playing professionally. You know, the easiest transition for a former player is to get into coaching or into sports marketing or into ESPN or something like that, radio. But for me, I always love working with kids. I love teaching the new generation on what it takes to be successful. And, you know, these kids depend and look up to me in terms of, you know, they want to see what it takes to play at the next level. And with our training and expertise, we try to help our kids get there.
Now, Rickey, what's the biggest problem with the game today when you get kids from where they start to once they finish your program? What's the biggest problem that you see with the kids, with the fundamentals?
Well, I think the biggest problem is, you know, getting the fundamentals down. A lot of kids want to play basketball, but they don't know how to play basketball. You see, there's a difference. And you have to learn how to pivot off your left foot, pivot off your right foot, make a layup with your left hand, dribble with your left hand and right hand before you can go and start shooting fadeaway three-point shots.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, somehow, some way, it's been lost in translation that you have to learn the fundamentals of the game before you can actually play at a high level.
Have you seen that in working with these kids, has the AAU program made it harder for them to work on fundamentals? Has it made it easier? How do you deal with those kids who may be coming through the AAU program that also are using you to get there? I mean, to play this game.
Well, AAU is tough because, you know, AAU is just, you know, about playing games. And it's about, you know, when you're older, it's about recruiting. And, you know, kids are playing 50, 60 games in the summertime. And so they're not really working on those fundamentals. They're just playing games. It's okay to play games. It's important that you play games. But I think it's more important, even at a young age, to learn the fundamentals and then use, you know, what you learn in training sessions and apply them to the 5-on-5 situations. So the AAU game doesn't really hurt the games, you know, so to speak. It kind of hampers it a little bit because kids are not really working on, you know, the fundamentals.
Now, do a lot of your kids, do they understand to get to a level like you played, to get to a Duke, it takes more than just my God-given talent? Do they really understand that?
Some do. You know, some want the glitz and the glam without having to put in the hard work to get there. You know, in order to make it to play at Duke, I mean, obviously you have to be a phenomenal basketball player. You have to have the measurables. You have to have good size, great athleticism, good skill set. But you also have to be a good student. I mean, Duke is a top 5 school academically in the nation, and you have to be able to make the grade and be able to be competitive in class. And then socially, you got to be able to fit in. I mean, you got to be able to, you know, be around different people, different environments, different genres, different races, and live a true college life. And it's a tough task to do, which is why not too many people can play Division I basketball, let alone make it to the pros.
One of the things that we focus on Wednesday on this show is on Wednesdays is the whole recruiting aspect with the grades and all that. And I see that's part of your program, the Game Ready U Academics. How much do you try to focus on that and stress that with the kids, the importance of the academic part in order to be able to move forward in their basketball playing career?
Yeah, the line was breaking up. I couldn't
I'm sorry about that. I was asking about how much does academics play a part of your program?
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously, you know, we're a skill development type program, but a lot of what we do, we don't advertise, which is mentorship. You know, like we talked about, you know, these kids look up to me, they look up to my other assistant coaches, and they aspire to be, you know, like we were, professional basketball players, college basketball players, and so they're watching our every move. And so we're not just teaching you the game, we're teaching you life principles. We have an academic component, too, to teach you, you know, character education. We're talking to you about how important academics are, because if you don't make the grade, you won't be able to play anyway. So there are a lot of sidebar conversations that go into the training that we do, and a lot of it is not advertised.
I think we may have lost him real quick. Excuse me, I lost my voice for a minute. But, I mean, and that's the thing that we're going to talk about. We're going to try to get Rickey back on real quick so we can talk more about what's going on in Game Ready. We got to talk about his Duke career, too, man.
Yeah, we got to talk about him as a Blue Devil. And, you know, I always like to hear the Carolina Duke stories. Like, you know, I always like that. Do you really dislike those guys?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
From around the corner. Do you really dislike those guys?
Yeah, and that's going to be the big thing, man. Because, you know, when we talk about academics, man, in these programs like this, let me ask you this, Maceo, from what you've seen, because we're going to get into the basketball. We talked a lot of football on Wednesdays, but basketball is also a big sport.
Basketball coming up. Matter of fact, we got one of the best high school coaches in the state. She'll be in Wednesday.
Yeah, because that's one of the things, man. It's just basketball is just like a whole different level sometimes, though. When you got the great ones and the athletes like that makes it just a little different.
See, the numbers are so skewed, especially when it comes to basketball. Because listen, you can tell like off the bat, like, oh, he's special.
Right.
Okay. And like you, as kids, you hear, well, yeah, they gonna be this, and like you can go watch play, like, nah, cause like you take like Shaquille O'Neal's son.
Right.
Shaquille O'Neal's son, of course, he's probably gonna, you know, just from a genetic standpoint.
We got a kid up around down the street at Pace Academy that's pretty big too.
Right.
He's a big time player. I think he's maybe the number one in the country.
When you get like these 6'11" guys, but like you think now, a lot of basketball, a lot of stuff so special. You got 6'10" kids. Say like Durant. Durant 6'10", like, and he got handles.
Yeah.
He can shoot. You know, whatever coach had the peace of mind to basically be like, you know what, I'm gonna teach you how to be a guard. I ain't gonna put you down there on that block down there where you probably should have been at 6'10".
I miss those that block days. But when we come back, man, we're gonna get back with Rickey Price, man, and talk more about what he's got going on, and we'll talk a little bit about them Duke days, brother. Stay with us, it's The Crush. Hey, Teddy, why is investing important?
Most people have goals that they're trying to reach in life that has something to do with growing their assets. That's a problem that we have in our community because we don't take enough risk to actually grow our assets to meet our expectations.
So how does Parish Capital help me?
I see myself as a world-class investor. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I'm here to bring a transparent, low-fee strategy so people understand what they're getting into when they invest. $1 today is not worth the same as $1 tomorrow. You can go to my website at parishcapital.com or call us at 800-618-1940.
Invest your money.
Ignore the noise, stay focused, and prosperity be unto you.
This is what legends are made of. This is what legends are made of.
As long as I see that fire in your eyes, I know we still good.
I do it off of that love.
We built this family, and this family's strong.
Empire on Fox.
Hey, man, we're back, man. We apologize for the delay on that. Rickey, you still with us? Rickey? Hey, Rickey, you still with us? Rickey? We may not have him yet. We'll keep talking. Hey, man, so we're going to go ahead and do a little college football right now until we get Rickey back up. So right now, we talked about the game that we haven't seen, Clemson versus Ohio State.
Very, very intriguing matchup.
Who do you like right now, Maceo?
Right now, I don't know who I like right now because it's so many different things that's very intriguing about this game. I got to start putting stuff on paper.
Let's try this real quick. Rickey, you on with us right now, brother? Still ain't on with us. Rickey? I can't hear it. My thing is, man, the biggest thing about this game with Clemson, Ohio State, who do you like better? So if you look at it from a quarterback perspective, you like JT or do you like Deshaun in that perspective?
I like JT's leadership, but I like Deshaun's playmaking ability. Deshaun probably has more weapons offensively, but can he throw the ball against that Ohio State defense?
Yeah.
That Ohio State secondary is they ball hawks.
Let me see. We got a call. Rickey, you there, man? Hey, Rickey.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, Rickey, what's going on, brother?
Good, man, good.
Let me ask you a question. Back in your days when you played at Duke, man, talk about the effect of Coach K and what type of coach he was or is.
That's a good question, man. I mean, if I had a nickel for every time I've been asked that, I'd probably be rich. But, you know, Coach K is one of the greatest motivators I've ever been around. You know, I think he's a good X&O coach, comparable to the rest of the coaches that are out there, but he does a masterful job of motivating his kids to play at a high level. And that's through basketball, that's USA basketball. If there were kids in the park playing pickup basketball, he'd find a way to motivate them to win a game. So I think his motivation skills is what really sets him apart from everybody else.
So how did that affect you and what you're doing now with Game Ready? That's the reason why I'm setting it up, to where your coaching style and your playing style, how does that affect you and what you're teaching the kids today at Game Ready?
Well, I use a lot of the things that I learned from him. I mean, obviously, you know, the reason why these kids want to train with Game Ready and train with me is because they want to kind of get an extension of what I learned at Duke. And so, you know, the drills that we do, the way that I talk, you know, the way that I walk, the way that I carry myself, all comes from how I was kind of shaped and molded at Duke. But, you know, then I have my own style as well. You know, I'm a little bit more laid back than Coach is. I'm not as serious. Obviously, you know, when you're a big-time college basketball coach, at the end of the day, you got to win games.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit different with us. You know, it's all about player development. And so, you know, but, you know, a lot of what he taught me is present in our training sessions.
All right.
Rickey, how much you dislike that school down the street?
Well, you know, I like Carolina growing up, but once you get to Duke, it's kind of like it's engraved in you that, you know, you can't like those guys. So it's an automatic rivalry, and it's been that way ever since. And one of the biggest joys was last year in the NCAA tournament.
Wow.
In the final game, Villanova versus Carolina, and Villanova won that at the last second shot at the buzzer.
Wow.
And I couldn't help but smile.
Wow.
So yeah, it's really real.
It's real.
It's really real.
Rick, we've talked to players about who's opposed you guys. We talked to Tony Rutland and all those who played in Cameron Indoor as a visitor. How was it as a guy who played there majority of your college career as the guy who the home team? How was it playing in Cameron, man?
Well, I mean, as a player, I mean, it's why you go. It's the epitome of college basketball. If you want to play Division I basketball, you need to go to a basketball school like Duke. You need to go to North Carolina. You need to go to Kansas.
Right.
You need to